Evening. How are we all doing? Everything working as it should be? Pictures moving. Microphone has sound levels bouncing up. Muted, so it looks all good. Steve131, good evening, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're all doing alright out there. Everything's working this week. Nothing's broken. Unlike the last previous times. Yeah. Fired it all up early and made sure everything was working. Mark's more this evening, mate. And Kenneth. Hey, buddy. So, a little bit of news. If you follow my social, then switch over to this monitor. Steve, evening, buddy. So bad auto. Right, so if I switch like that, it's horrible mirror. But I want to show you that. Some of you might know I've been in a massive fight with the people who hold my art.com domain for a long time. Yeah, I've had a massive battle on my hands with the main company who own or held on svart.com. It's taken me 2 years to get control of it back, basically. So I've been without a website for a very long time. So I have a new website. There it is. I've been playing about. Loads of blurb on there. But one thing that some of you might might not, is right here. Brush. It's something I'm planning to launch fairly soon. Which is basically YouTube membership. Back to excuse me. Yeah, so I'm still going to be doing these live streams and all that lot and all my regular videos. Nothing changes there, but as an extra source of income for myself, I thought about starting up a Patreon, and I've been thinking about doing it for a chuffing long time, but never really got round to it. And now YouTube offers memberships, so I was looking into it, and it's pretty much the same thing. So I was thinking I could offer basically an apprenticeship. So for exchange for a little membership fee every month, you become my airbrush apprentice. Basically, we'll have live streams for us. We'll have class projects where we'll follow together. Like I'll upload some stencil files or something. Say like, for example, a skull. Everybody does a skull. So I'll draw out a skull template, apply a link to download it. All you do is print it out on a bit of paper and cut out along lines, and then in class we all paint it together step by step. I thought might be a cool little idea. Might give it a go. It's not going to be massively expensive. Only a couple of quid a month. But I'd give it a go, you know. But like I say, it's not ready yet. If you're interested, keep your eyes peeled to me, and I'll let you know when it's all up and running. Mr. Big Trout, good evening. Yeah, I hope so, Steve. Yeah, I don't know if anyone would be interested in doing something like that. But you don't know unless you try, do you? So give it a go. Like I say, nothing changes. I'm still going to be here every Saturday night. I'll still upload the odd painting video. The next the next video I'm recording for YouTube, if I can reach around my camera here, is painting this little guy. His arm fell off. Little Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. So that's going to be my next YouTube video. Right, so enough waffle and self-promoting that crap, because that YouTube sound is laggy. Ah, really? Oh, you know why? My mic's all the way over there. Let's try that. That might work a bit better. Now my noise cancelling thing won't keep cutting out. See? Always something that goes wrong, isn't there? Never fails. Right, so I'm probably really loud now. I'm blowing your heads off. No audio levels look okay. Right, so let's get on with this airbrushing, shall we? Here we go. So I've been having a play. Not a lot, but I've been having a little play. I changed the purple because the purple wasn't showing up enough. I thought about adding some more white to it. It didn't look that great, so I ended up using some of that, which is these are generally for model painting, really. But you can use them on guitars. I don't know how well they'd hold up on a bike. I don't know that one, but they're very heavily pigmented, so they work well. So that's why it's much more purple than it was last week. Also the green, you can see my original green there on those two fingers. It wasn't quite bright enough, so that's where you find me. That's what I've been doing this afternoon. I've just been going over the green more. With the same mix as last week. I'm losing my voice. Good way to start the stream. So it's 50-50 illustration moss green and illustration white. Jeff Brown, good evening, mate. Hope you're doing well. That is if you're the Jeff Brown I know. And if you're not, then welcome to my channel. Except for a moment I thought it was the extra ginger fluff you had gained on your face. Yeah, I'm I'm at the point of shaving this off. It's getting really long now. I thought, do you know what, I'll grow it just to see what it looks like. Nah, it's too irritating. Keeps going in my mouth when I'm eating and no. Right, so this has been sat in my... That's one thing I find with the illustration and the white. When you mix them together... See if I can get this on camera. They separate in the cup. If you have it sitting there for a little while... This has been sat there for about half an hour. They separate in the cup. You have to keep shaking it up a bit. Sound is nice now, that's good. Yeah, it always helps when the mic isn't all the way over there in the window. Workstation Madness. Hello, Al. Yes, Jeff here. Evening, Jeff. Thanks for joining, buddy. Hope all is okay over there, mate. Grey ginger moss. Yeah, don't get me started on the grey, mate. There is so much silver in this, it's unbelievable. Just like down the sides here, just above my ears, it's all going silver as well. I'm only 45. Right, there we go. So paint is all mixed up again. Are we all on camera and nice? Yeah, good stuff. So yeah, I've just been going over the fingers again, just brightening stuff up. I put some more purple in the shadows, that kind of thing. And I'm just bringing this green, although it's going to end up yellow on this top edge. I'm just bringing this green right up to the edge to hide those white pastel lines from my tracing. But what I'll do is I'll paint it green and then I'll just go over with a transparent yellow just to make the yellow bits. Just to tint it a bit like a candy. So what you all been up to this week? Anything exciting? Steve, that painting you were doing, by the way, mate, that came out great. That looked awesome. Oh, I've also started a Discord for those who are interested. Did you try the trigger mod on your Infinity yet? I haven't done the trigger. Because I don't suffer with the problem Rob does. What's he calling himself? Something FX. I've forgotten the name of his channel now. How bad is that? DreadFX, that's him. Rob over at DreadFX, for those who don't know, has fixed the trigger lag on an Infinity. I've mentioned it before, where you'll pull the trigger back and nothing happens until you're a little bit further back. So that first like millimeter or two of travel on the trigger does nothing. And I've always said if it wasn't for that, then this would be a serious contender for the Iwata Micron. And Rob over at DreadFX has fixed it, and it is so simple. I've never bothered to try and fix it. I've just adapted to it. But all he's done, I don't know if you can see it on here, this light, but down, oh yeah, you can just about see it. Down in there, this gold bit, when you pull the trigger back, travels back and pushes against a little bit inside here, which is what makes the trigger go needle go backwards and forwards. And all he's done is put a PTFE washer in the gap. That simple. That makes it start pulling the needle back the second you pull the trigger back. One of those little things that's incredibly simple but makes a world of difference. But yeah, that Rob has big fingers, and the scallop on this trigger hurts his finger, but I've got tiny girly fingers, so it doesn't bother me. But I've done the washer trick. But yeah, it's one of those things that it's so simple, it's genius. Where was I? Oh yeah, Discord. I have started an airbrushing Discord for those of you who are into Discord and all that lot. I haven't got a link handy, but if you go to sviart.com and then click on the top where it says Airbrush School, there's a link to join my new Discord on there if you want, and share whatever you're working on at the moment. have a chat with all the other airbrush peeps. So far there are 3 members, including me. Yeah, that's going to have just like a general members chat and gallery and all that lot, but there'll also be a members part, so anybody that signs up to my YouTube membership will have access to the members bit, and that's where we'll be able to download all the stencil files and chat about the project we're doing and stuff like that. So if anybody joins when we're halfway through a project, they can get all the files from there and catch up. I'm not going to do any projects that take weeks and weeks and weeks, but we might have the odd 1 or 2 that, you know, last a week or 2, so it'll never be a massive job to catch up, let's put it that way. But all the files and everything will be on my Discord server there. We need more people in there. Indeed we do, mate. I must admit I haven't pushed it. I've not been promoting it, but now I'm gonna do this YouTube membership thing. I'm gonna really start pushing it, because YouTube has too much power. You can wake up one morning and find that your business and everything has just been deleted by Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and I don't like that hanging over my head. I don't like the fact that one day someone can wake up and go, you know what, that's it, game over. So hence me sorting out my website, getting a Discord server going, all that lot. Takes the control out of Facebook's hands then. Nobody can delete it all except me then. One of my old mates had that. He was a Captain Jack Sparrow impersonator. It was really good as well. And one day he woke up and Facebook had deleted his Facebook page. All of his reviews, all his pictures, everything were just gone. Website says it's down. Sveart.com, yes mate? It's veeart.com. Yeah, I've got it, buddy. I don't know if links will work in chat, but give that a go. Can I post links? I can in a couple of... Yeah, please feel free to share it far and wide. Any sharing or whatever, I'm very grateful for. Well, you cost me money. You mentioned a pimped up Infinity with the stripes on. I came across it on the line and bought it, so now I have to sell a couple of badges. It is a pretty brush, isn't it? Although I don't like the trigger on that one. The trigger on that fancy one, it's got like a bit that sticks up on the front of the trigger. So your finger has to sit at the back of the trigger, and mine will just keep falling off. I'm one of those people that have my finger hanging over the front of it. So I was tempted, but just that trigger, it changed my mind. But it is a very pretty brush. Be cool if they did that for other artists as well, like a signature one. I think they've done it for one other person. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Might have to go back to using just the Infinity for everything, see if I can get one. Just joined your Discord. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate, mate. Straight to Discord there. Hate the trigger, hate the body. So I chopped and changed all the best parts with another Infinity I have. Don't blame me. At the end of the day, you got to use what you find comfortable. I mean, I love the trigger on the Micron. It's just a great big flat square, and it's beautiful. Love it. I suppose I really should be using the Infinity tonight because I haven't used it since I did the washer trick. Now my luck, I've got a clump of paint in it though, so. Should we fire it up? What the hell? Let's put some black in it because I'm going to need some black in a minute. Let's be a show off and have green in the Micron and black in the Infinity. Where is my black? You're my black. You are my black. Okay. Don't think I've seen Big Trouble in Little China all the way through. It's one of those films that you either love or hate. I found a lot of people that just think it's a bit naff, but you have to take it for what it is. You know, it's just a cheesy 80s comedy. Come on, there's some paint in here somewhere. Out you come. There we go. Let's keep it quite watery, so I'm going to go for 5 drops of black. And then 5 drops of reducer. And then for 5 drops of transparent base and see what that does. Then we'll just leave it sitting there for 5 minutes, let the reducer break it down and stuff. To infinity and beyond. Do you know what? If you could have your own signature Infinity, what would you have on it? Because I would be tempted to just call it the Infinity and Beyond. So it'll say Infinity and Beyond down the side, just for a giggle. Although, would Disney get you for copyright? I don't know. Knowing Disney, they've trademarked that saying or something. Right, so while that reducer works on that paint and breaks it down a bit, we'll go back to the green. Cheers, Steve. Yay. I'm gonna actually have to start posting some stuff on there now then. Need to run for a bit, but I hope to be back. Also finish the dog. I'll post it in Discord. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, mate. I look forward to seeing that. Yeah, I was doing a Google search when I finally got control of my domain back. I did a quick Google search for airbrush artists in the UK, and I was amazed at how few of us there are. Obviously, there's plenty of people who do it as a hobby, but as far as like, I'll say professional, but you can be a professional and still do it as a hobby. The people who do it as a business, have it listed as a business, etc., etc. There are so few in the UK, it's quite scary. So that kind of lit a fire under my butt, really, to just try and big up the industry a bit. You know, I've got like 19,000 subscribers on here and quite a few followers on social media, and I've kind of neglected the whole airbrushing thing since I started tattooing because it just swallowed all of my spare time. But yeah, seeing how few airbrush artists there are in the UK now, officially, just got me thinking that, you know, we need to start promoting this art form in the UK because it appears to be a dying breed. Like I say, there's plenty of people who do it as a hobby, but there's not. If you want a custom Harley Davidson, there's not a lot of places you can go to in the UK. There's like, according to Google Maps, we're all down south. There's about a dozen of us down south, and there's nobody from like Birmingham up, which is just insane. Need to be more airbrushes in the world. Make sure it doesn't die out. Especially now the art world seems to have accepted it as an art form. Because back in the early 2000s, well, they might still do a bit, but in the early 2000s, the second you said airbrush, everybody was like, ooh, you're the scum of the earth, you cheat and all this lot. They didn't think that airbrushing was a legitimate art form. But that seems to have changed now, from what I can see. It's quite blown out on camera, doesn't it? See if I zoom in a bit, see if that helps. That might help a bit. I wholeheartedly agree. There was a few around the Midlands, but most went bust. Yeah, sadly. Are you still going to put it all in the reflexes up the neck? Oh, I forgot about that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd love to do something on the fretboard, but fretboards hold oil. For any guitarists out there will know, you oil up your fretboard, so trying to paint the paint's just going to come off. Mike Learn has painted fretboards in the past, but I don't know, because he makes his guitars, so I don't know if he paints them before he oils them. But the neck for this it's come from the factory, so it's probably got some oil in it. Unless I paint it up the back of the neck. Don't know. I don't know. I'll have to ponder that one. I've got probably seen it already, but got the Pork Chop Express on there already. Don't know if I'm going to paint the back of this. I was thinking of having the front painted, and then the sides and the back. I'll have a Larry pinstripe going around the outside, to mimic all those neon tubes that they had in the final scene. But at the minute, the back and the sides are still natural mahogany. I don't know if I'll paint the back or not. I had that stigma in my A-levels. Yeah, it's like music. I did GCSE music, and I used the computer to do my exam pieces, and they didn't like it because it wasn't traditional. I was still playing instruments and putting it through the computer, and then just using a computer to mix it all together and add sound effects and that lot, and they didn't like it. Nobody likes change. Right, so I think that's the fingers done. Other than the yellow bits, of course. That thumb is okay. I bet it needs to come a little bit further down. Just like that. Problem is, buying an airbrush can be expensive, so a lot of people are scared off listing one they're able to use it. Yeah, that's the only downside, isn't it? Although there are some good cheap ones around. When I was first starting in it, cheap ones were the old single action ones you got with a model kit, and they had the can of air that screwed on the bottom. That was my first airbrush. Ian, good evening, mate. People still react if it's some kind of novel to me. Some call airbrush a medium like oils or watercolour. It's like saying that you do palette knife painting. Yeah, that's one thing I've never been able to wrap my head around, palette knife painting. Yeah, mad respect for people who do that. It's like the t-shirt airbrushes. You see these guys doing these gorgeous like script and that lot on t-shirts in seconds. I've always been a big admirer of that. William, good evening, mate. Welcome along. Right, so I reckon we might be ready for a little bit of black. Yeah. Let's give it a go. Right then, let's pick somewhere where we've got a lot of black. So down that back edge of the hand, start there. Need more thinning out. Use reducer or do I use just some water? So I find if I'm using something that's very reduced, if I use too much reducer, like the 4011 reducer, then as I'm spraying it onto the subject that I'm painting, it actually starts to erase what's on there. So I get to a certain point where I switch to water. Unless I'm doing a bike tank or something, and then I don't use water at all because I'm in southern England and there's a lot of chalk in our water, and you don't want that crystallising on someone's fuel tank because it's been sat in the sun. But it's alright on the guitar. It's definitely got some clog in it somewhere. Methinks I didn't clean it out properly when I last used it. Umbro, yeah, that's the one. It had like a glass bottle that's screwed onto the bottom and a tube with a screw thread on it that you attach to the can of air. And then I bought a side feed Badger 100. Yeah, I went from the little modeler one up to an Iwata HPCH. That was a cracking airbrush, that was. I had that for many years. My first painting with it was a mural on my mate's bedroom wall. He liked it so much he used it to decorate around it. That's always good, isn't it? You know you've done a good job if people don't want to paint over it. I did a painting on a mate's workshop a few years ago. Ian Sexton, if you remember him, Jeff. And it was like this pin-up girl. She had like this great big wrench on her shoulder and stuff, and his business shut down, but he took the wall apart and took my painting with him. Which is always nice, although not from the next tenant. Right, this black is really quite pigmented, so I'm gonna leave off doing blacks around here with this because it's just too heavy straight out the bat. In fact, what can I use instead? I do find that the Createx Illustration Black is quite overpowering very quickly. When I need like a smoke black or a tintin black or something like that. I think I've got one. Get rid of all this in the cup. Give that a little wash out. First time I painted with my airbrush, I bought a big compressor from Barn. I was painting in the kitchen. Mum come home and hollered at me because of the compressor in the kitchen. My first compressor was a bloody great big thing. The kind that builders use. Sodding great big yellow thing that was about 97 decibels. You'd hear it down the road when it turned on. Yeah, I don't miss that old compressor, that's for sure. Yeah, this might not work. I might have to strip down my Infinity and clean it out. I got a right old blockage in here. Let's see if I can rectify it. Let's see how that goes. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen, eh? Yeah, it was running when she walked in. I was painting enamel too. Blimey. Been a long time since I played with enamels. It's not bad. Might have actually gone to the other side of the scale and made this actually too watery now. My first compressor was a tiny Divilbus. How does hell this get too hot to touch? Yeah, I used to have one that got too hot. It was one of those little... They say they're silent, but they're not. You can still hear them a bit. It was one of them with like a 2-litre tank on it, and it was all in a like a square frame, and that thing got desperately hot. Brilliant airbrush, brilliant compressor though. Just adding 1 drop of black into this wash I'm using. The wash I'm using is actually that. It's basically slightly black water. No, it looks very brown in the paint cup. Mine was a pashtito. You could cook eggs on it. See, multitasking. And grab breakfast while you work. I noticed the other day that I run a Bambi one of the big Bambi ones with the 50-litre tank on it, and I noticed the other day that the compressors actually had no oil in them whatsoever. God knows how long I've been running it like that. Need to keep more of an eye on my equipment. Yeah, this has got a hell of a blockage. That's slightly annoying. Oh well. We won't be using the Infinity tonight then, because no one wants to sit there and watch me stream. I don't think I need the green anymore. No, so we'll clean it out and we'll just put the black in this one. Honey, good evening. Hope you're doing alright, mate. I'm just having fun with my airbrushes and clogs and not cleaning them out properly last time I used them. You know, that old thing. Right, so that's my Micron cleaned out, and then to save pouring paint away, I'll just pour that from my Infinity into the Micron, like so. The Infinity with some water, and I'll deal with that later. Okay. Yeah, beautiful. Now we're cooking with gas. Right. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Now we've got a slight shadow on his index finger. Don't know if you can actually see that. Yeah, it did come out good, didn't it, honey? Steve, what size was that painting you've just finished again? It wasn't big, was it? You took a guitar class with Mike Glenn, it was a blast. Do you know what? I'd love to do that. Obviously, I've done many guitars. I know what I'm doing, but just to go over there and finally meet Mike, because he was doing guitars before I was. He gave me the idea. But yeah, it'd be lovely to go over and actually finally meet the guy. 8 by 10ish, yeah, that's tiny. It's like one year I'd love to go to SEMA. Just to go over there and meet all the airbrush gods, as they say. It's a shame that the Custom Culture Blast Off has died over here. I think there was talk of somebody trying to revive it, but I don't think it ever happened. Something we drastically lack over here is a real airbrush or custom bike show. There's plenty of bike shows and stuff, but nothing for showcasing airbrush, you know. Tell you what, if I win the lottery tonight, because I've done a ticket, if I win, I will make it my mission to do a proper UK airbrush convention type thing. I've now bought 4 more guitars to paint. I don't even play. I paint more than I play these days. I used to play non-stop in my teens. I was in a band and everything. Had long hair down to my belt, a lot. And then painting took over and I stopped playing so much. Yeah, it was a shame they stopped it, Steve. I know it was a massive undertaking for Linda and Chris, and obviously poor Chris isn't up to much anything at all anymore. So they kind of handed over the reins to someone else, but they didn't have the interest they needed to hold it again. So it never happened, which is a shame. At the last Custom Culture Blast off I did, I had the privilege of finally meeting Dennis Matheson, the chap from Hawaii who does all the brushed aluminium stuff. Finally got to meet him after following his work for many years, and it was so busy that all we got to do was say hi as we went past each other, and that was it. We were chatting online afterwards, and it's like, I really wanted to come over and say hello, and he was like, yeah, so did I, but we never got the chance. We were both really busy. But yeah, it's a good show. It's a shame it's not on anymore. Although I think it kind of went a bit more towards the rockabilly stuff. The whole airbrushing and pinstriping and that lot kind of ended up taking a back seat. And it just became all about rockabilly and all that lot instead. Which isn't a bad thing, but the airbrushing kind of took a backseat in the end. Linda did keep trying to get me there to tattoo, but it was a bit of a trek from down south here. You ever have those days where your paint just doesn't want to cooperate with you? I'm having one of those days. Hopefully this is coming out on camera alright. Yeah, you can see it on camera, that's good. I've been making plans for doing more airbrushing this year. I'll be 60 this year, life is edging away. You're never too old to pick it up, mate. I get worried about the dexterity in my hand. I used to get rotten carpal tunnel in my hand to the point where for years I couldn't feel my ring finger at all. It was completely numb. Funny enough, tattooing cleared it up. I don't know if it's the vibrations from the tattoo machine or what, but tattooing made it clear right up. But I do still get quite cramped up at times, so I worry about my poor little hand getting old. You just need to plan a Hawaii vacation. Exactly that, mate. Maybe we should all band together and make our first airbrush convention in Hawaii. We'll all go invade poor Dennis. Hawaii's on my bucket list there in Greece. Yeah, I'd love to travel a bit more. I haven't been anywhere. I've been to Spain once. I went and stayed for a long weekend in Spain, and that's it. Other than that, I haven't been out of the UK. I'm alright, old hermit. How do I find you on Discord? I'm a bit of a thickie. Can I get up a link? Let's have a quick. If my mouse will work, come on. So if I go to here, if I go to my Discord and then somewhere I should be able to get an invite going. Have a look. Invite people. Here we go. So if I copy that, then go back to my stream, and then do that, and bosh. There you go. That is a link to my airbrushing Discord. See, what are you painting? I am painting one of my guitars. Been meaning to paint this one for years. One of my own ones that I was gifted to by a friend. That's what I'm painting on it. One of my favourite films. Everyone keeps saying, why haven't I done the Ghostbusters guitar? And I really should. But Big Trouble in Little China is one of my favourite films as well. And I thought that the poster artwork would make a really good cover for a guitar. So, unlike Ghostbusters, where if I did a Ghostbusters guitar, their faces would be about that big, and that would be a nightmare. Alright, so that finger's got the shadow down there, and then there's a couple of flicks coming off it, okay. Tiny dagger strokes. That's cool. That needs to be a little bit darker. There. Yeah, it's a cool film. I was watching it the other week. It's quite funny how cheesy it is now. When I was a kid, I never realised just how cheesy it is. It's brilliant. So that's all the black in his hand, I think. Everything else in there is purple. Yeah. So while I've got this black in here, let's play with his hair a bit. Done it. I'm tagged as Obi-Wan. My son's idea. Cool. Welcome to the Discord. Yeah, Airplane is like the king of cheese, isn't it? That was on the other night on TV. It's so it's just full of dad jokes, isn't it? It's great. Getting a lot of pulsing tonight. You know when you do a dagger stroke and it comes up as a exclamation mark instead, you just get that light spit right at the end. Getting a lot of that tonight. Gonna have to sit down and strip my brushes down, give them a good clean, I reckon. Yeah, and it's not a little bit of I've got to watch what I say because apparently YouTube has really clamped down on naughty words. But yeah, when it's not a small dump of doo-doo that hits the fan either, is it? Yeah, classic. You alright, mate? What's up? You want the toilet? Come on in. Husky needs a wee wee. There you go. Won't be long. I'll freeze to death here. Concentrating when all quiet. That's cool. That's looking alright. That's not bad at all. So we've got a little flick that comes off the bottom of this bit. Just like that. Marshall, you done, mate? Marshall, I'm freezing. Can I shut the door? He's such an obedient dog, he really is. Yeah, nice. Marshall, come on, mate. You're coming in. You make it. Right, darling. I'm going to shut the door then. I'll just shut you out there. Yeah, alright then. Bye. Now, what we've got going on here? So we've got all the little statues that come in across here from the edge of that arm. So we've got these here that are bits of hair, okay? They go in front of the arm, right. Go up and join that curve there, right. Husky loves the cult, he does. He's a right git. He'll go out there and he'll just stand there staring at you while you're calling him to come back in. I'll be like, I'm freezing to death, and he's like, I'm alright. Unless someone goes near a packet of custard creams and then he comes straight in. Because he is a sucker for a custard cream. Aren't we all? Professional dog. He's a professional something, mate, that's for sure. Cool, so that's those wispy bits of hair there. Then we've got one of the girls' heads that goes in that gap there. But I've got a pickup ring that needs to go there. Can't reach it, but yeah, it's basically a black plastic ring that goes around there, so I'll have to paint that as well at some point. Another drop of black in this because it's a bit too watery, making me a little while to get decent coverage. How are we doing on time? 8:15. Wow. I often watch YouTube channels of husky owners. They are definitely a special breed, that's for sure. I suppose they have to be when all they see in their natural habitat is snow, yeah. Although he's never been a working dog, so to speak. We've had him since he was a baby, so he's only ever seen what snow the UK gets, which isn't a lot. Let's see if he's in there. Marshall, come on, mate. He's a good boy, well done. But yeah, you do like it when it snows, don't you? You go out in the garden and go nuts, don't you? That's better. Bit more opaque now. It's not taking quite so many times to get full coverage, which is good. Right. So that bit comes down there, and he's basically got a black frame around the edge of his face, which we've done. And his hair all joins up. It's mostly black down here, and then it goes a bit strandy up there. Okay. Told you I had to add some wood to the fire. Oh, I'd love an open fireplace. I've just got gas central heating, but I'd love like a proper log burner or something like that. That'd be lovely. Gotta go back to study the books. Okay, honey, you take care. Thanks for popping in, mate. You just look at Sophie. Yeah, exactly. So this purple line is where their heads come in. They've got a bit of a halo around their heads. That's where that is. Do I want to do the black bit now? Yeah, let's do the black bit now. So, he's got a bit of a beard going on, hasn't he? Make sure we cover up the white trace lines from my pastel. They're only faint anyway, but you don't want them showing up. That's cool. So there's a slight hint. Don't want the purple to be too in your face, but it's just a slight hint. Because most of the guitar isn't black, it just goes down to this purple. Little cloudy bits. It like merges from clouds to hair strands up in this bit. That's the thing with hair, there's no real shortcuts with it. Sadly. It takes forever. Well worth it when it's done, but it just takes, it's such a time vampire, it really is. I used a yellow graphite trace down paper once before an airbrush.
It was really hard to spray over. I couldn't erase it. It took me 3 times as long to finish. Yeah, I found that with trace down. I did have a white trace down, a big sheet of white trace down, and yeah, I couldn't get rid of it. I mean, it's just a white chalk-based pastel that I'm using. And if I wet my finger and rub it, that will disappear. So as I airbrush over it, it pretty much vanishes. But yeah, I did find that with trace down. It can be a bit of a bugger to get rid of. Which is the last thing you want, really. Right, so off of that thing in his head, he's got the black bit there, which we've done. Then there's a black bit there, which we've done. And then across there, just clouds again, okay. I find that quite handy for doing clouds. There's a bit of paper. That will do. So, I've got a nice stencil that does good clouds, but if I don't want the stenciled look on this, I want to keep the freehand look. So for doing clouds, I tend to just do lots of little tiny pulses. Not even on camera. Just like that. Just lots of tiny. Just keep the airbrush moving backwards and forwards of where you want it, and just do lots of little pulses. Doesn't matter if as you're wiggling the trigger, the airbrush is going up and down like this. You know, it's all right. But just do lots of little pulses like that, and then you can gradually get further and further away. Or if you want to do some really up close ones, my print's really reduced, so it will spider everywhere. But I find that does a good cloud texture as well. Excuse me. I don't know what it is. I'm losing my voice tonight. The missus will be chuffed to get some peace and quiet. Probably coming down with man flu. There's plenty of that going around at the moment. The old figure of 8 trick as well, that can do nice textures for clouds. But try not to go too tight in with that one, figure of 8. Keep the brush away from the surface. You want it more faded rather than a detail line when you're doing that. Kind of like what I'm doing now. Doesn't matter too much about this bit because the title's going over this top edge over here. I use cotton wool for my clouds, but it's a bit hit and miss. Yeah, I've tried the cotton wool trick. I just ended up making a right bloody mess with it, to be honest. Because I'm a right mucky pup, me. Yeah, that was my problem exactly. I would end up with so much paint on the cotton wool that as soon as I moved it, it would make a mark on the surface. So I didn't get along with that. Hopefully this is coming out right on camera. Yeah, you can see it much better on camera than you can in real life. I can hardly see what I'm doing. Yeah, I reckon that'll do the cloud bit. Right. So, his hat has a black rim across the bottom, which goes across here. What else we got that's black? His eyes. It'd probably be better to do that after I've done the white. We can do his nostrils. Like so. And the rest would probably be better once I've done some colour in there. Yeah. Right, so hair on the other side of his head now then. Come on camera, behave. Right, so it goes up there. That bit. Is that bit there? Okay. We got a whistler. My mask is coming off and it's making a whistle. Mind you, this masking's been on here for like 10 years. I've got to unmask it and it won't come off, no my luck. Okay, so here we've got a dark patch up there that I've done, then we've got a bright patch there, and then hair that comes in around underneath it just there. Yeah, this guitar has been on all this masking for about 10 years. I've owned this guitar for ages and I've never actually played it because it came to me in kit form. Because I was doing some work for the company at the time, and they said for payment for some of the graphic design stuff, what do you want? And I said, oh, give us one of the guitars off your production line. But don't bother putting it together, because I'm going to paint it. Just ship it to me in kit form. And that's how it sat. She's had a lot of work done on her. Originally I was going to put a veneer over the top. So I got like a bit of flame maple veneer and stuck that down. Then I decided I didn't like it, so I sanded it off. And then I was just going to have it natural, and decided I didn't like that. And in the end I decided on Big Trouble in Little China. Masked it all up and sat it on the shelf for 10 years. As you do. Oh, I'd love an ML2 Les Paul shape, but my back can't hold the weight anymore, so I play Strats. Yeah, I had an ML2. Gorgeous thing. That's when I was involved in the company during the ML1, ML2 phases. And yeah, I had an ML1 and I had a Sunburst ML2 and it was beautiful. And then I ran out of money and the kids wanted food, so I sold it. I would have probably sold this one if it was all put together. It's probably done me a favour that it was in bits because it made me keep it. dusting a bit of black up this top corner a minute. Wrong one. That's the one I'm after. Compressor made me jump. Funny, innit? I've had the same compressor for over a decade, and every now and then it still makes me jump when it turns on. Right, let's get some yellow on those fingers because it's all looking like a mass of green at the moment. What compressor do you have? I have a Bambi BB50D. I don't know. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. No, it's under there. It's their biggest one that they do. It's got 2 fridge motors on it and a 50-litre tank. It's a bit of a beastie. Not even loud, so I don't know why it makes me jump. I mean, it's on right now and the mic isn't picking it up. I don't think it is anyway. Oh, there you go. It picked up the click of it turning off. Just sometimes you get... How can you describe it? You kind of get in the zone a bit, don't you? And then the slightest noise just makes you jump. I'm the same with my rotating. It's silent. You get into the zone, then clunk. Yeah, exactly. Right, we need a yellow. There. So, the old illustration yellow. I like this one. It's very transparent. Not quite sure how it's going to go over the green, but we'll see. I like to experiment while I'm painting. I don't go by a plan. I just wing it. Get rid of the dry bit on the top of the bottle because we don't want that in the paint cup. Now, do I want to reduce this? This is the question. Yeah, let's reduce it a bit. So I've just gone 50-50 with the reducing. So I've got 5 drops of reducer and 5 drops of yellow. I haven't bothered with any transparent base or anything like that. Not for this one. Okay, let's see how this goes. So the whole top of this little finger here is yellow. Yes, it's just turning it more green. Just making it more of a leery green. So we're going to have to go for opaqueness, aren't we? add some white into it and see what it does. Where is it? There is white. I have the Iwata Shark, I think it is. I've never heard of that one. There's so many compressors and stuff on the market now, though. Where's my tissue? There it is. Okay. Yeah, it is coming out very green. Okay. I know what we can do. I know what we'll do. We'll just print out a big water slide deco and stick it on. No, we won't. No, we just want white. Reduce it 50-50 with some reducer, then add some water, make it nice and runny. And now when I hit that with the transparent yellow, it will just go yellow, it won't go brighter green. Oops, yeah. I've had the Hammerhead for years, nice compressor. Cool. I've had my Rotrin since 1991, wow. Bought it from the airbrush company in Worthing when they ran their business from a shop converted house, wow. Blimey, my Bambi I bought in about, what, 2010, something like that? It was when I used to paint in the Shedio, for those who have followed my YouTube career since the early days. I brought that Bambi just before I went in there, saved up all my money, because back then it was about 900 quid. They've come down a lot in price since then. I bought one about 6 years ago. I have a couple of smaller water compressors I use on the road. Yeah, I've got a tiny little thing. I always keep it handy, but I've never actually used it. I've got this little Sparmax dude that I just keep under the desk here for emergencies, but I don't think I've ever actually used it. Not plan equals too lazy to reach for the right bottle. Yeah. They were on the Littlehampton Road. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the airbrush company are now down south, aren't they? I've done a lot of... they used to send me all the stuff for reviewing for Pinstriping and Custom Graphics magazine. In Lansing, yeah. I have a California compressor with a small spray gun. That's a nice compressor. See, I like the Bambi because if I'm... Although they say you shouldn't run a spray gun off of it because spray guns are too thirsty. It doesn't give the fridge motors on top time to cool down before it has to charge the tank up again. But although they say you can't do it, because it's got the 50 litre tank on it, I can clear coat a guitar with one tank. So that works out quite well. That's the only time I use a spray gun, when I'm clear coating. I clear coat a lot of plaques. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll find 50 litres of air is enough to do one guitar just. Although I gotta admit, I have been quite lazy with the last two guitars. Specialistpaints.com, I think they are. A company here in the UK. They do 2K clear coat in a rattle can. One of those rattle cans where it's got like a grenade pin in the bottom and you got to pull the pin out and give it a twist, like rotate it 180 degrees, and then you'll hear a clunk inside the can, and that's the two parts, the clear coat and the activator being released, and then you've got, like, I can't remember what it is now, about a couple of hours or something before the can's no good. And that's actually quite convenient. They're only like, well, last time I bought them it was about 12 quid a can, and you can do a guitar with two cans. So I've done that method just lately rather than firing up a spray gun and all that lot. I don't know why I'm losing my voice tonight. Doing too much waffling, obviously. Oh, we can do the white bits in the nails as well while we're here. So I've got a white stripe down the middle and then yellow bit either side, so I'll have to put a bit of white in so it just doesn't go green again. And that now has got the same. The Guinness cartridge in the bottle. Yeah. But yeah, they're really convenient. It's just a rattle can. No messing about. No having to worry about cleaning your spray gun or getting the ratio of clear right. I think, yeah, the tin of 2K clear coat I've got here has got to be about 5 years old now, so it's probably no good anymore. Might be a good YouTube video, that, actually, when I come to clear coat this one. Show people how I do it with a rattle can. Keeps focusing on my hand and not the painting, doesn't it? Yeah, they are a bit. I just suppose that's the whole idea, isn't it? He's supposed to be a creepy, menacing character, isn't he? These little yellow flicks that come off here as well. So there's one that comes off this finger and goes straight up. Like that. And then there's 3 off of this thing. Like that. And 2 streaks of yellow that go down there like that, with little tiny flicks coming off of this one. Like that. That would be interesting. I screwed one of my guitars I painted in a green burst by coating it in the garage, and all bits got in it. I was annoyed. I sanded it back and painted it white. Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem I have, because I don't really have a booth. I've got my old Shedio. It's got a cooker hood in it that's all rigged up for extraction and stuff, but it's not a proper booth, so I do suffer with getting the old insects and dust and stuff in my clear coat, which I do have to sand out. It's a pain in the bum, but although I might have found a local body shop that will do my clear coating for me, which is quite handy. I had no idea, but there's a car body shop just down the road from me, like half a mile away. And I shot him a message in the week and said, you know, I'm me, and I might have some stuff that needs clear coating. Is this something you can do? And they got back to me and said, yeah, give us a shout and we'll see what we can sort out. So I might be able to farm out my clear coating in the future. Not heating the kettle tonight. What time is it? Oh, look at that. It's 6 minutes past 9. The missus will be on her way home. Let's just finish the white in this finger then. That fingernail while I'm here. Oh, and then blast this through quickly. And then now, because I've painted that white on there, doesn't matter that the Infinity's got a blockage because I'm not doing any detail here. We'll get a little bit of yellow, so that. And then if we spray it over the top, it looks really green on camera. It is yellow, trust me. Yeah, it looks really green on camera. It has come out yellow, honest. yeah, cool. I best go make the missus a cuppa then. So if I go back to that one. I'll get the right one in a minute. My buddies have a paint shop. They clear my work free when they're doing the car. Yeah, I used to have an arrangement like that with a guy. Yeah, he would just tell me when he was going to clear coat a car, and pop my stuff down there and he'd do it. But his garage closed many years ago, unfortunately. So I've been clearing my own stuff since then. The pen is blue. Yeah, exactly. Cool. Oh, I've gone to the wrong camera. Hold on. So if I do that, I've got a new widget. Check this out. So if you could please give us a thumbs up on this video if you've liked it. It helps my channel out massively. The thumbs up help with the algorithm and all that rubbish, and let more people see my videos and stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching me cock up this in places. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will be back here next Saturday, same time. So if you're about and not doing anything, I'd love to see you. And if not, in the meantime, I might see you on my Discord channel. So take it easy, and I'll see you next week. Where's my stop button? Around here somewhere. Or I suppose I should end it properly and go to the page that I rigged up for turning it off. Here we go. Right, take care. See you later. Bye bye.